Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, Pat.
Tomorrow's Rudi's Samadhi. It's a very holy day, and I'm asking what I could do to deepen my gratitude for what Rudi has given me.
Can you repeat this?
Yes, tomorrow's Rudi's Samadhi,
Yes.
and it's a very holy day, and I'm wondering what I could do to deepen my gratitude for what he has given me.
Pat, it's all in the heart. It's all in the heart, Pat.
Mm,
Meditation is basically giving you your life,
mm,
you know?
yes.
And if you find that in your heart, uh, you'll not only say thank you on Rudy Samadhi, but you'll say thank you every single day of the year. And that's it, Pat. It's just, I mean, what made it possible for you at your age to be doing what you're doing?
Mm.
I say the same thing about myself. That's inconceivable. I should be sitting in Miami, on the beach in a rocking chair, and here I am doing this. It's a miracle. How can I possibly be doing this at this point of my life? And I can only open my heart and say thank you to Rudi.
Mm.
And it also inspires me to work harder on myself. Not to say it's too much. I mean, even this class, I didn't know I was going to do this class. And
Mm.
now I feel like I'm 25 years old. I really do. I feel like I'm a young kid. Just and I say often on the other side of tiredness is often some of the biggest openings that can take place in your life.
Yes.
So you just have to find that gratitude, not only on the samadhi, every day, Pat, every single day. And I saw, look, I spent a lot of time with Rudi. I was young, and I needed a lot of training when I was a kid. I was a pretty insecure kid. And he gave it to me. And I just saw what he went through. I saw the way he worked on himself and how he worked on himself every single day. And every time I would go to class or go into his gallery and spend time with him, or I would see this amazing being working on himself, going deeper, asking, and always saying how grateful he was that he could do what he does in his life, and had gratitude to Nityananda, to the Shankaracharya Puri, to his teachers, because he said, my teachers really saved my life. So you have to bring that, you know, Rudi, anyone you're connected to, the Buddha, Christ, whatever higher energy you're connected to, you have to every day say thank you. Life is sacred. And the purpose of these teachers and these higher forces of energy is to give life, it's to uplift people, it's to make people conscious that there is a higher energy in the world. And that higher energy gives birth to everything. And we spend our time taking it all for granted.
Mm.
And one of the great ways is saying thank you. I mean, Rudi told me, he said, don't build shrines to me. He really told me this. Don't build shrines to me. You know, don't lament and cry when I pass, when I take my samadhi. Learn what I have to teach. Learn what I have to teach. And in learning what I have to teach, maybe you can do for somebody else what I am doing for you.
Mm.
Therein lies lineage. I'm not a big person who talks about lineage and all that kind of stuff. But there is a lineage. And a teacher is supposed to pass on everything that they have learned so that the people that come to learn it can grow and hopefully do the same thing for somebody else. I mean, a lot of teachers, play act as if they're God. I watched some documentaries about these teachers and worship me, worship the guru, and you will get spiritually enlightened. The guru is God. And this is nonsense. The guru is not God. God is God, greatest mystery in the history of the universe. God. Guru is a servant, teacher. He serves God, he serves his students. It's the highest level you can attain on earth is to be a servant, not to be God. Who can be God? What? The idea in itself is absurd. But you learn, you grow, you serve that higher force. And that higher force guides you through your life much better than the human mind can ever guide you through your life. And you say thank you every day. I mean, bring a flower here, Just bring yourself. You're a wonderful person, Pat, and you have a lot of love in you, and you do a lot of good for people, and that to me is enough. You have gratitude in your heart. And just bring that.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, Bob.
How does one serve God, this higher energy in the universe? What does that mean to serve?
I will ask you the same question. I have known you for 45 years now, maybe more. And I have seen you serve in so many different ways, Bob, that it used to amaze me what you did. You were serving. And you asked for nothing other than meditation classes, a spiritual life. You have it in you. You don't have to ask that question. You do it, Bob. That's why I love you so much. You do it. It's part of your chemistry. I don't know. I mean, even those birthday cakes he used to make was a service to higher energy in the universe. I mean, how you had the strength to make cakes like that was always beyond me. It inspired me to continue working on myself. Someday I'll make a cake like that. No, Bob, you have it in you. You've been doing it all your life. And you don't have to ask that question because you do it. You do it.
There's still a part of me that thinks that is not enough.
Good. 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 That part of you will continue making you to grow, that you're not enough. There's a part of me, Bob, that's not enough. And I used to always resent it until I learned, no, without that part, I'd never do shit in my life. I need to open and grow and attain a higher level of consciousness. And then I began to realize what we're trying to attain is oneness with God, spiritual enlightenment. The energy of spirit is endless. It's endless. The source of creative energy is without limitation. It used to scare the hell out of me, that thought, until I realized, no, Stuart, you keep working on yourself, and that energy will keep you growing. In fact, that creative energy has no limitation. will keep you growing in your life. And the fact that nobody's perfect is a blessing instead of something we should be upset about. Because the imperfection is really what, well, Rudi, the imperfection is what creates a pearl in an oyster, The imperfection is what turns us into a diamond because it keeps us working on ourselves. So just be grateful you're not perfect. I really mean that. Because the imperfection is really where all the creativity lies. Reaching for something higher, opening to more, wanting more creativity in your life. Without imperfection, we would be sitting here on our asses, and that's the only thing that'll ever grow. So be grateful for that. I really mean this. This is something that has saved my life. Finally recognizing that I don't need to be perfect, but I need to be imperfect. Because imperfection really makes me work on myself.
Mm.
So don't worry about it. Just, okay, I got to grow. There's more for me to learn. There's more for me to open to. There's more of life for me to embrace. And be grateful for your imperfections. And it's a hard one to swallow. We all want to be perfect. We don't want to have things bothering us, but what to do? We all have things bothering us. So we might as well use them consciously instead of letting them bother us.
Mm.
And what makes artists grow? Imperfection. They haven't attained yet the highest level in their craft, their creativity. Same thing with dancers, with music, composers and musicians. And then you get people who are alive, living, and life is the ultimate creativity. And it is a constant reminder that we need to open and embrace it, learn from it, and grow. And I also learned that from Rudi. And I always even knew this when I was younger, before I met Rudi, but I never could effectually make it work for me because I didn't have a craft and a means of, quieting the chaos in myself so I could deal with all this stuff and make it work for me instead of against it. So it's not only you, Bob, but all of us. We have to be grateful for our imperfections. Pearl is a product of an irritation, in an oyster. We are a pearl that is a product of irritation in ourselves that makes us reach a higher energy. There's something more. Although I must say, a lot of people in their lives get defeated by it, mostly because they have no training. They don't know how to use it consciously.
Mm.
Does anyone else have a question? Questions are great. What happens here, And when you accept your imperfections, you start liking yourself more. You really mean it. You say, all right, I'm imperfect. So what? What the hell?
Mm.
I work on myself. Does anyone else have a question? They would like- Okay. As I said, I announced earlier, there'll be no meditation class on Sunday. There will be one on Monday. And there'll be a lot of classes this weekend, for God's sake, you know.
Okay.
I mean, this whole week, you know, work brings more work. Man, I've been work my butt off this weekend. It's been something here. But you know, I'll tell you truthfully, I went into this class thinking, how the hell am I going to get through this class? And things started opening in me that was so profound and deep and nurturing. I came out of the class feeling I was 25 years old.
Mm.
Whole regeneration of energy, of life in me. You know, I mean, it's a wonderment. It's a wonderment to have this in one's life and to use it so that it not only affects the meditation, it affects your job, your crafts, your businesses, whatever things you do during the day. They get more rich, they get deeper because you can regenerate the energy. Okay, thank you. God bless you all. And there'll be meditation on Monday. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone. Have a
Thank
wonderful weekend. And those of you that are here, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. It's going to be a great weekend. I'm looking forward. God bless you all.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.